he was barefoot. Is that still the case? Is he barefoot? Because I know on Facebook somebody posted a picture of these could be his shoes, or is that so he is presumed to be barefoot at this point?
What I can say is that his mom says all of his shoes are accounted for at the house. I'm not going to say that he's barefoot.
All right.
Allegedly!
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative. Here's a brief disclaimer for tonight's show. Let's watch.
That's ignorant! Allegedly, that's ignorant! Ignorant!
Judgment, Arthur.
Oi, you read my thoughts. You've got the shinning.
You mean shining?
Shh, you wanna get sued?
Judgment, Arthur.
You just use that shin of yours to call me and I'll come a-running. But don't be reading my mind between 4 and 5. That's Willie's time.
Hey, yo, boss. I love it when he does that.
Let's watch.
Don't get me back to good bullshit.
Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. This is Lady Freedom here coming at you with another raw narrative. And it's so good to see all you guys tonight. Thank you for being here, Kiki. Hey Kiki. I know you're just getting the little ones off to bed. Hey Panda Bear's mom, good to see you. Also, I see GA64 and Linda D and Reynolds. So nice to see you. And thank you all for hitting the like button as well, guys. I really appreciate that. And I also saw Ton Chat Cafe. Good to see you. And Shadow, hello to you too, Shadow. Yes, Miss Ann, we're all just kind of doing the best we can these days. I mean, my goodness, I'll tell you, there's just so much going on in true crime. Like even today, we were talking about originally the interview with Duchess or Dutch Girl, whatever she likes to call herself these days. but back then it was Duchess for the Missing, and she was talking with Chris and Katie Proudfoot, the first interview, and we found out a lot of good information. So if you do get a chance to see the live, or I put the video up too, so you can just watch the interview if you want to do that too. Hey, Canadian True Crime, good to see you. Hey, JH, aloha, good to see ya. And so, we went over that, and we noticed that there were some odd um requests by the fire department is what started this. And so, but I thought it'd be a great topic for night court because I did dive in um, to some of this as well. But I wanted to show you kind of what sparked this up, and I should have been a little bit more prepared here, pulled it up, but it's in our videos. So give me 1 second. And like I said, this full video you can find it over on my page. Um, so you will be able to watch the entire video if you'd like. Just, without comments. I just, put the memes in and write on the, screen like this. So this is from March 3rd, 2024, Chris and Katie's first public interview. We found out that Duchess is allegedly uh, Katie's cousin, and so that is not disclosed. Oh, here's this part, right? But she does ask in the live stream about some items that the sheriff, or excuse me, that the fire buffs are asking for. So just bear with me. But it was a good live in terms of getting, some of the statements that Chris and Katie were making um in the beginning, right? Like talking about how Sebastian, oh, here it is. Whoop, I don't want to do that. Talking about how Sebastian was basically younger than he is in mind than he is in his body, right? So he's 15, but he more has the mentality or the intellect of someone who is younger than his age, right? Than 15. And they were saying that in this interview. They said it several times, right? And so we kind of picked up on that again. We were talking about that because I'd like to go over these interviews uh, really back to back, but then this kind of came up. And so I want to um, discuss this because I find it to be interesting and how we got here. So, okay, so Anne says she just goes by Duchess. Thanks, Miss Anne. Yeah, because I don't want to call her, I don't know. I went over there and looked and I thought it was something different, but thank you. So let's just watch this little part here.
And that's in Hendersonville, Tennessee. So if you search for Sebastian Rogers, can do so by donating goods at the command center at Shackle Island Volunteer Fire Department. And that was at this area where I showed you this picture earlier. And according to Sumner County fire buffs, current needs are toilet paper, Clorox wipes, trash bags, and energy drinks. And you can
Okay, so that's what kind of sparked the conversation because I had put in this video, I talked about, why are they asking for these items? That it's kind of odd that the items are weird, right? Like toilet paper, Clorox wipes, trash bags, energy drinks. Bring those to Shackle Island, the fire station, the one that's located right by Sebastian's house. And they were requesting these items, and it just still, even if they were doing ground searches, I don't know what the need for these items would be necessarily. I just really don't. The trash bags, I don't know if that would maybe be for like if someone collected some evidence, but I would think they would give them a Ziploc bag, or I would think maybe if someone thought that they found evidence, then somebody would be coming down to the scene to collect it or whatever, because like if I found evidence, I wouldn't want to touch it. Like say I found a t-shirt out in the woods. I would call the police and say, "Hey, I found this T-shirt." I describe it to them and then see if they came out. I guess if they didn't want to come out, I might grab it with some gloves or something like that. But it's not every day that regular people stumble upon, um, items of interest in a crime. So I agree with that, GA64. Sebastian was smarter than CP and KP put together. Amen. He had more charisma, more handsome, right? better looking. um, yeah, she does post a lot. And so does Arctic Fox. She had mentioned Arctic Fox in the interview, Miss Ann, and I will share it from anybody. I don't care if it says Duchess. I don't care if it says whoever. J is for justice, whoever. Um if it's a missing poster, I do try to share that out all the time. It doesn't matter. It's not about me at that point. It's just about awareness. And if I see someone that I haven't shared out, I always try to share them to my page. So, and I appreciate you sending me them, Miss Ann, too. So absolutely, because it does take everyone sharing out this information. This was a very valuable interview. Um, there was one for March 17th, and I really, really, really wouldn't have deleted it if it was on my page, because they talked more in depth and felt more comfortable the second time they were on the panel on Duchess, right? And they kind of were going from different panels and stuff. And the more that you do go on panels, the better you get, right? It's like anything else. And they did. They got, more and more comfortable with the situation. So, yeah, absolutely. Yes, and I know. I know, and I'm always grateful to get them too. Yeah, I don't care if they say Duchess on there. I'm glad she's sharing them. Honestly, I am because um I know people were saying that they really didn't like to listen to Duchess, but I will say I know I might have a difference of opinion than you guys, but or some may agree with me, but I do think that she was doing a really good job and she just got I don't know why she got involved with Chris and Katie. That's just my opinion, right? That's just my opinion. But I mean, I wish for more people to share out because I mean, even when it comes to like Devlin Tate, right? We had Panda Bear's mom advocating for Devlin all over, and that's how we know about his um situation. Otherwise, we wouldn't, because it's it's very difficult to keep up with everyone and not everybody gets the same exposure um than than each other. So I mean, like Sebastian thankfully is getting exposure, but it's about getting people's attention and painting a picture, getting the story out there. It's important because then people have a reason to want to be a part of trying to find the child or whoever it is, even if it's an adult, the more we know about people, the more we are apt to help them. Sorry, guys. Just here we go. All right. So I just made like a little intro because I did a whole video on this too, because this compilation, I wanted to go ahead and put it all in one because we're going to stop and pause and talk through it. So if you want to watch, everything, just, in the video, it's like a 20-minute video, but I put a bunch of news clips together, um, in order to kind of get a couple of different perspectives. I also read a post from his wife in this video so we can get an idea of what she's thinking and feeling. I was looking around and we may have to go to some news articles because we read a few earlier today. Um, and see what's going on with the wife, or excuse me, with the child, because I heard in chat or through the grapevine, right, in chat, that there was a young man that was also participating, that was a high schooler too, right? So this is like pranks gone wrong, right? Like, it's a tradition. First of all, it's a tradition for this to occur, right? The kids prank each other, they go and TP each other's houses. They, I don't know, I guess they're throwing baloney on cars now. I had no idea that throwing a baloney on a car would ruin it. It's wild, Holly S. And that's why I thought, hey, let's do night court. I need the public opinion. I need the public opinion on this because I think it's important for us to talk about these issues. Look, there's a lot to this, right? There's a lot to discuss. You have kids, like I said, and again, I'll start with the kids because these are kids. They're growing, they're learning, but they're also participating in a tradition. So that means that the adults, did this when they were kids. So it does make it more normalized. So to turn around on the kids and say, well, you guys are vandalizing property. Yes, they are, if they're putting things that are going to ruin, people's property. But when I was reading the statement from, the police department, they were absolutely saying that the kids, if they participate in any of it, it's criminal. So they're absolutely putting a stop to it, but I don't know, it's a tradition. So it's a very sensitive subject, right? Because, you know, things are very out of control in Sumner County. Elisa P. Well said. And it's the heads of the community that are doing wrong. I found it very interesting that there wasn't an apology. I think at this point, I don't know what it would do, but I would feel obligated. I wouldn't be sticking up for my significant other, partner, whatever, for doing something like this. I'd be like, you gotta apologize. Like, you're gonna have to, publicly apologize. Like, because some people are pissed and they don't want him to get his pension. See, this is the whole thing. It's not just like a small little, no big deal type of a thing. It's kind of a big thing because after he was arrested, that is when he put in for his retirement and resigned, right? And some people were like, well, he doesn't deserve to get that. And it's like, wow, I didn't even think about that really. But, I just figured he was, going to try to resign before he got fired. But, oh, wow. And teenagers do crazy things. They do. Yeah. But there has to be some consequences. And I agree with that, Elisa P. It's like, what else can you do, especially if they deface property or because they were saying even if it washes off, like they were making that stipulation, the police department did. They're like, even if the vandalism easily washes off, it's still vandalism, you can get in trouble, things like that. So yeah, very, very interesting. All of it. So I'm gonna play this little intro and we'll get to analyzing it.
When the pimp's in the crib, ma, drop it like it's hot.
How's it going? Fine.
When the pigs try to get at you, park it like it's hot.
Say, I smell bacon. Does anyone else smell bacon?
Yeah, I definitely smell a pork product of some type.
If a get an attitude, pop it like it's hot.
Yeah, I know what you're doing, Campbell. Bacon, pig, oink, oink, police officer.
But don't try to run up on my ear talking all that raspy. Trying to ask me.
I used to say that to cops when I was your age.
You should think about it. Take a second. Matter of fact, you should take 4B and think before you go look. Subscribe.
We're gonna tip inside and out.
That new Greek tanning place, Santorini Tan, is doing half off for law enforcement. Ah! Prices really. Let's do it. It's go time. Wait, what? I'm just goofing. New boot goofing. Oh. You want to know why we're here?
Why? Is there a fight?
No, there's not a fight yet.
Ouch! What are you guys doing?
Sorry about
Call
that,
the
Pedro.
police. Call the police. I'm being arrested by the police.
I want to take you back to that developing news about a former Hendersonville Fire Division chief facing aggravated assault charges tonight. And it all stems from these so-called class wars that have been going on. Steve Mailing has the video of what happened.
Yo, let her go.
This is the moment the pranks of class wars took an unexpected turn.
You have a girl in a chokehold, bro.
For weeks, parents say juniors and seniors at Sumner County high schools have gone back and forth trading pranks at their homes. But never did we hear of a homeowner confronting those students until now.
Yo, let go of her.
Call the police.
I got a call telling me that my daughter had been put in a chokehold by an adult.
This man, who wanted to remain anonymous for her daughter's safety, says the kids were planning to toilet paper and put baking flour at this home. This father saw the video you're seeing now, but instead of confronting the man involved, he called the police.
Just like anybody's dad, or anybody that's a dad that has a daughter that would have seen the video, I went through a ton of emotions really quickly.
Let go of her.
Yeah, because you assaulted me.
Gallatin police quickly determined the man involved was 58-year-old Jamie Kostler, who at the time was a Hendersonville Fire Division chief. Kostler was arrested and charged with aggravated assault. According to the arrest affidavit, police found bruising on the girl's neck and leg, and while she was in the chokehold, she said she almost lost consciousness.
For any grown man to put their hands on a 16-year-old girl, I don't care what the situation is. It's not right in any circumstance. I want him held accountable for my daughter's sake.
The affidavit and video show the girl being forcibly held, even bear hugged, when she tried to run away. We were able to reach Kostler by phone and tried to get his side of the story.
Mr. Kostler, this is Steve Mailing. I'm a reporter with Channel 4 in Nashville. I wanted to reach out to you.
But he hung up before we could ask. We followed up by text. He hasn't responded there either.
In all fairness, I wanted to give Melissa Kostler a chance to speak. She wanted this to be shared out. Wife, mother, not different than you, helping my family navigate half the story. Devastated. The following is a statement from Melissa Kostler's Facebook page. Please share. This is my husband, a mountain among men, a faithful friend, dedicated fireman, member of the First Responder Trauma Task Force, Christian brother, dedicated to his fellow HFD brothers, amazing father, loving brother, best chuckle in the world, be there when times are hard, wants nothing but the best for you, Andy Griffith lover, movie quote master, tender-hearted, give his life for yours, servant leader. He has served the citizens of Hendersonville with distinction for 34 years. He's coped through suicides, infant deaths, child drownings, drug overdoses, mental illness crises, burn victims, horrible car crashes, and motorcycle wrecks, homicides, domestic disputes, and sleep deprivation, and he endured it all for us. He prayed for your families. You didn't know that, and he's never forgotten them to this day. I will not be silent. I am not ashamed, and I will sing this man's praises from the highest peaks I can find. He deserved peace when he laid his head down at our home. This is Jamie Carl Kostler, retired Division Chief, Hendersonville Fire Department. Thank you for your service and the man you are. I'm honored to know and love you.
Hendersonville.
Okay, guys. So I just wanted to give her a chance to talk, because I was shocked earlier and I didn't give, her a chance. I didn't read it all the way through. I was really snarky, earlier today when I first saw it. That's why I try not to do too much reaction videos. They're always a lot more explosive, right? With the first time you're like shocked, right? But I agree. Elisa P says, I remember when my sister had people at her high school that TP'd and egged our house as a prank, and my dad was really mad. Yeah, my dad would have been pissed too. You know, somebody did egg our house at a prank too, but it wasn't like bad. It was only like a couple eggs or whatever. It wasn't bad at all. Like a new neighborhood, you know, kind of a thing. But um it was hard because we had like a two-story house, right? So it's like you Elisa P says my parents had to repaint their house. The egging was so bad. Oh, see, they did not do it that bad. Oh, they also egged my dad's Ford truck. Oh, he couldn't get it off. Oh my gosh. Oh, no. I know. And see, this is why it's not a good idea. Um, it just isn't. Like the TPing, I don't know if that could really be bad. No, flour is what these kids were doing was flour. And they still had the flour, like I put it in the thumbnail. It's still like laying out there. And there was flies covered in it and everything. And G64 says the firefighter was not only had her in a chokehold, but was holding her in an appropriate way. What a sicko. Like, okay, so I agree with that G64, and I was so shocked earlier that I wasn't noticing that, but people were putting it in the chat that when he was bear hugging her like in that way, but he was like had her from behind, he was holding her, and his body was like directly on hers, and like that is disgusting. Um Oh my god, it just went terribly wrong. Like, it just went and it wasn't the kids, right? Like, the kids could have, like, all jumped on this guy, and they didn't. They were filming it, you know, which is a good thing. What else can you do? Because, I mean, it would have been their word against his, and they're already in the wrong because they're TPing and, you know, because there was toilet paper and flour at the scene, right? And I kinda, got a picture of that too, like, you can see it, um, in a couple of them, and I could even stop too, but in the background here, you should be able to see the toilet paper and the broken flour. Um And I know flour can get I mean, that could be, like, everywhere. Kiki said, "I had a woman throw flour on my kids while trick-or-treating." Oh, really? Little kids. We didn't know what she threw. We was there, so maybe we egged her house afterwards, maybe not. Kiki. That's hilarious. I know, see? I mean this is how it started, but it's a tradition to prank war people. So, like, I don't know why he got so mad, like, because I would just expect it. I'd be like, "Oh, when are we gonna get it?" You know? If it's a tradition and you've lived there your whole life, I mean, maybe if you're new to the neighborhood and you didn't realize it, and then you're like, "Oh my god, these people hate my guts," but really it was just a hazing type of a ritual that they do. No, I know he didn't never needed to touch the no, that's this is my biggest thing, right? He is like, I just and it's a very violent video, and he also took her sweatshirt off of her. Like, she was already wearing very short shorts, you know, as it was, but I think also they were pulled up, by the altercation, right? Yeah, we would yeah. We TP'd a few homes when I was in junior high school. We never egged any because it ruins the homes. Yeah. Yeah, because I don't think the toilet paper would be bad. I don't know what the flour would do besides get all over everything, you know? And then it would be hard to get it off. Now, I didn't know bologna rips the paint off, but one of the guys in here says that it does. So yeah, to who has the money for that, right, Kiki? It's one ply, so it's easier to clean up. Yeah, oh my goodness. I know, like, the massive egging is and then I don't know, I don't think they had any eggs there. I don't think they might have, and they just didn't pull them out yet, you know. But you have to be really stellar, and like these kids were not wearing all black, like you could see. And then this young lady has like a boot on that she's wearing, as if she had an injury, you know. So, and it's just kind of like, you know, part of life to get TP'd. Yeah, and that's the thing. Oh, summertime's really, really hot. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, no. Oh my gosh. Oh, no. The seniors at my son's school went and slept in principal's front yard on Saturday, and when he woke up, he saw them. See, that's funny. Like, I don't know, I think things like that are cute and funny, you know? I mean, they could come up with more creative ways, like, than defacing property, I guess, you know? So, it's a massive TP. Oh, Lord. Oh, Lord, but I'd be flying down there asking that, you know, man's wife why he's putting hands on my daughter. I would be so pissed. Oh my god, I'd be livid, you know? Ann Reynolds says I was in class of 76 and we'd done something around Halloween all the time. We were called badasses, cut class for that year of graduation. We broke crusty glasses the year of 76 for Halloween. Oh no, Miss Ann, that's funny. That's hilarious. Oh, yeah, I know, my dad would have been really, really mad too. I don't even think my dad knew about it, like, I think we hid it, like, "Oh, we better clean it quick before dad sees it." It wasn't bad. It wasn't that bad. GA64 says, "Oh, was not laughing at the woman throwing the flour on our kids. I was, laughing at your TP comment. I would have probably gave that woman a tongue lashing, Kiki." Oh my goodness. I know, it's terrible, right? It's terrible. Yeah, he punched her in the face. He did, Scranton. He did. It's gonna be in the video here coming up. Yeah, he sure did. Like, that was, I believe that was after he took her shirt off, and thank God she was wearing something underneath her hoodie. Like, she had, like, a white tank top underneath a black hoodie. Um, and again, she's wearing a white sock, and then she's got a boot as if she was already injured. I'm like, "Oh my," you know? TPing was big in the 70s and the 80s. Yeah. Well, and I mean, this is like a tradition, so everybody knows about it. That's why I'm kind of like, it's weird, especially because he is a pillar of the community. Like, didn't he know about it? And then if his son, if you guys know, or if you have a clip even of this, if the son was involved in it, because I thought he was also one of the kids from the school, you know? And so, I mean, I don't know. I guess it just escalated so quickly, but here we go.
Says the fire department was aware of the charges he faced, and on the same day of his arrest, Kostler submitted his retirement paperwork. He's no longer employed by the city. The father we spoke with says his frustrations also lie with police.
There were plenty of really bad things that I've heard happen a week and a half ago, and they don't put anything out then. That's when they should have stopped it.
You just hit a girl.
I didn't do anything.
And we have followed up with Gallatin police to see if any juveniles have been charged yet as a result of these prank wars, and they have yet to respond to us, guys.
A former fire division chief facing charges tonight for allegedly attacking a teenager who was playing a prank. It's a developing story we're following for you tonight at 6. I'm Rory Johnston.
And I'm Kelsey Gibbs. Now, 58-year-old Jamie Kostler is charged with aggravated assault for allegedly putting a 16-year-old girl in a chokehold and hitting her in the
This all happened late Sunday night at a home off Clendening Drive in Gallatin. According to court documents, a group of teenagers were just doing those junior-senior wars, playing pranks like putting flour in driveways. Police say multiple videos show Kostler putting the teenage girl in a chokehold and throwing her around while yelling at the other kids. She was then hit in the face and told officers she almost lost consciousness. The court documents say she had bruising on her neck and on her leg. Kostler worked as a division chief at Hendersonville Fire Department and submitted his retirement papers after the incident. The pranks, though, are sparking a bigger conversation about these ongoing wars, pranks between students. Well, they've led to 8 arrests now in Gallatin, and they go far beyond the traditional toilet papering at high school rivalries, right? News Channel 5's Aaron Cantrell explains why there's now an urgent push for parents to talk with their kids.
We know that it often starts as a time for fun and rivalry between classes, but every year, and increasingly so, it ends in arrests, it ends in property damage and vandalism.
That plea from Scott Langford, superintendent of Summer County Schools, went out to parents this week, urging them to talk with their kids about pranks spreading across the county. Students call them grade wars, traditions mostly between juniors and seniors, but police say they've been crossing the line. In Gallatin, 8 kids have already been arrested. Police say groups have been targeting homes, and what once may have seemed harmless has escalated into more serious offenses.
We rolled houses back in the day, like TP trees and whatnot. But I mean, that's nowhere near putting baloney on people's cars and ripping the paint off and stuff.
Noah Warner.
See, this guy says about the baloney, right? And then also he's like, we rolled houses, and I pictured him like rolling a house, and then I was like, oh, he's talking about toilet papering or TPing. That's what I call it too, Elisa P, TPing a house. But yeah. Hey, Renee. Renee says, I don't know anything about this, but why did he go after the girl if there was a group? This is crazy. I agree. And she was also wearing the boot. So she was like an injured female. I know. It's outrageous, isn't it? I was freaking out earlier. I was really having a time with it. Oh gosh, giving away the full-size candy bars so they don't get TP'd at Halloween. That's funny, Elise. Oh no. That's extortion at some level. Hey, Kathy Bartholomew, good to see you. Thank you for being here. Sumner County's out of line. Oh my gosh. But I do think that they need to talk, you got to have the conversation with the kids, like, come up with a better, more creative way, to express your prankiness, your prank skills, right? There's a lot of really funny things that you could do that don't involve, and you don't have to be mean about it either, you know? Yeah, it is insane. It is insane. I mean, I would too. I said that earlier. I said I would have booted him in the balls, directly in the balls, with the boot. Okay.
Has kids in elementary school, but he appreciates the district being proactive. He'd have the same conversations if his kids were involved.
I'd just tell my kids, hey, pranks are pranks, but once you cross the line to crimes, I think we need to draw the line.
District 8 school board member Megan Brenning said in a statement that these activities are not supported or sanctioned by the schools or the district, and the grade wars between classes have crossed the line. She added in part, even with the best intentions, things can escalate quickly and lead to outcomes no one wants, putting safety and futures at risk. Parents are being encouraged to keep talking with their children about the consequences of their actions.
And parents, if you could help us out and just talk to your kids a few minutes about respecting other people's property and not getting involved in the grade wars.
Aaron Cantrell, News Channel 5.
Aaron, thank you. The Gallatin Police Department is also concerned these actions could put young folks at risk if residents mistake them for intruders.
Yeah, and the Henderson police say they've also responded to numerous calls of vandalism and disturbances during this time.
Lucky as a father.
Okay, guys. And yeah, really quick, I just want to say we talked about that earlier as well, about how, if you step on the wrong person's property or if you piss the wrong person off, right? Like say they catch you vandalizing their property, it could have ended really bad. And this is what the father is about to say as well. Now this is the little girl's the young lady's father, right? High schooler. Her father is interviewed, but he wants to remain anonymous. So
they've also responded to numerous calls of vandalism and disturbances during this time.
I'm lucky as a father that something really bad didn't happen to my kid. Like, it could have been worse.
First tonight, Operation Crime and Justice. A former division fire chief in Hendersonville is charged with felony assault after police say he grabbed a teenage girl during a high school prank gone wrong.
Well, it happened during what locals refer to as class wars, a decades-old prank tradition out in Sumner County.
Fox 17 News' Madeline Nolan live tonight in Gallatin with what the teenager's father says should happen next.
Yes, I am here next to these mailboxes where that incident happened here in Gallatin. You can still see on the ground here that there is flour that was used in these pranks. Now, the father of that 16-year-old says that he is not only just frustrated because of this assault allegation, but because there were plenty of warning signs before this incident happened.
Yo, let her go. You have a girl in a chokehold, bro.
I got a call at 11:30 at night by my ex-wife. She told me, hey, just call and let you know some grown man just had our daughter in a chokehold.
This video shows what happened. What began as a prank, toilet paper and flour on lawns, takes a dangerous turn. Gallatin police records say 58-year-old Jamie Kostler, then a division chief with the Hendersonville Fire Department, grabbed a 16-year-old girl outside his home late Sunday night and put her in a chokehold as she tried to escape. The teen says Kostler hit her in the face. Investigators noted bruising on her neck and leg, and the teen told police that she nearly lost consciousness.
Oh my God!
This all happened about 80 yards away from Kostler's house. After speaking with the teen and seeing video of the incident, Kostler was charged with aggravated assault. Kostler put in his retirement papers at the fire department a few hours later.
They didn't bring this up until this gentleman was arrested. And now that he's arrested, they're posting all these things on social media to make it about the kids doing all these bad things. Like, these class wars have been going on for 20 plus years.
Gallatin police say they've been investigating junior-senior pranks for weeks. 8 juveniles are facing vandalism charges.
Okay, guys, so I want to stop and kind of read through that. But it just kind of puts it into perspective that it's been going on. It's a tradition. It's a tradition, and I don't know what sparked this guy's reaction or the overreaction. Rosebud says this isn't the first time this has happened there. That school is known for pranks. I think Taylor Swift talked about it once when she attended high school in the area. That is so interesting. And no, Kiki, this is not the same person. Because they were asking for it at the Shackle Island fire department where they were getting where the mobile command center was, right by Sebastian's house. Was asking for the Clorox wipes, trash bags, toilet paper, oddly enough, toilet paper, and red energy drinks. But Hey Jude was actually looking into the fire department and stumbled upon this, and this just happened 2 days ago. This all came out. So very interesting. Yeah, it's Taylor Swift went to Hendersonville High. Yeah, Rosebud. Yeah. I know. I think he might have been a little topsy-turvy. Little tipsy-dipsy, right? Because like he came out, um, you know, and grabbing the young girl. That's what's crazy to me. Now this says, oh God, and I know this is, I'm just going to say trigger warning from the first statement. But no, this is Hendersonville, Tennessee Police Department, September 23rd, 11:14 a.m. So Oh, so I guess this was, I just looked down and saw, okay, so this was a few days ago. So all the news clips that I got were from 2 days ago. So I'm guessing maybe that's when they started talking about it on the news, maybe. Um, but either way, that's when this statement is from 11:14 a.m. Junior and senior wars. Let's be crystal clear. Ugh, cringe. Vandalism is not a rite of passage, it's a crime. So, and they put a little stop sign. Their so-called junior and senior wars may seem like fun and games until someone ends up with a court date instead of a cap and gown. Under TCA 39-14-408, damage doesn't even have to happen for you to be charged with vandalism. That's right. If you do any of the following, right? Tamper with property and cause substantial inconvenience, pour substances or chemicals to make things unusable, deface, mark, or decorate government or private properties, yes, even if it washes off, destroy or alter any merchandise, fixtures, or landscaping. You're not just getting back at the seniors, you're potentially getting yourself a misdemeanor or felony. And that doesn't come off your record as easily as shaving cream off a windshield. Oh, see, that's, I think it's, okay. I'm going to take a break here because I think that's going too far. I just think that's going too far for the police to say if somebody puts shaving cream on a windshield. I mean, hey, look, it's been going down for years, and you expect these kids to be the change that you want to see now, even though you were the ones that were doing it back in the day, not too long ago for some of yous, you know. Crystal clear must be a thing of authority in Tennessee. I think maybe Chris heard the police officer say crystal clear, and then it just stuck with him. So I know. I was like, "Oh, really?" So they're saying, don't do it. They are putting a stop to it, right? Jeez. All right. So the Hendersonville Police Department will actively investigate these reports and will hold individuals accountable to the full extent of the law. Jesus, Lord Christ. Okay, why don't we hold the proud feet to the fullest extent of the law? Or how about actual criminals like your boy in the fire department grabbing that little girl like he did? Oh boy. Oh boy. I always get agitated with the statements from law enforcement. Okay. All right. Let's keep going. We're not trying to kill your fun. We're trying to protect property, safety, and your future. Oh, God. Like any kid is really going to want to hear that, especially when I don't know. This is so messed up. All right, parents and guardians, please talk to your students. What starts as a harmless prank could land them in real legal trouble with lasting consequences, or manhandled by one of the jerks. Other agencies and schools are aware, and yes, we're watching with a little alert. Okay, hopefully you're watching the feet too while you're at it. Let's finish the school year strong. Stay smart, stay safe, stay out of trouble. Hendersonville Police Department. Well, Hendersonville Police Department, I have to tell you that the school year really just started for many. It's just the beginning of the school year, right? I mean, oh boy. Hmm. I do too, Panda Bear. I hear ya. It's frustrating. It's frustrating that they're choosing to focus on this rather than the other stuff. Here we go.
County schools are now also urging students to stop these pranks.
I want them to quit posting about these kids that are just doing things unless they're willing to talk about the adults that are doing bad things as well when this happens.
And the father says that he wants action, not just words. He does want these class war pranks to be shut down permanently so no one else gets hurt. Reporting live here in Gallatin, I'm Madeline Nolan, Fox 17 News, your code.
Ranking Hendersonville firefighter has been arrested after a prank took a drastic turn. Jamie Kostler is charged with felony aggravated assault, according to court records. It happened Sunday night as high school students were allegedly trying to vandalize Kostler's Gallatin home. News 2's Sam Clementi has been looking into this case and breakdowns what we know.
I'm trying one more time. I know we've been hanging out outside your house. I apologize. I'm just trying to give you a chance to speak, Jamie. If you feel obligated, I understand if you don't want to. All right. So over my shoulder is the home of Jamie Kostler, now former Hendersonville firefighter captain. And according to police records, just before 10 o'clock, the kids came up to his driveway, his property here, and began to, quote unquote, prank him, vandalize the property by dumping flour onto his driveway. At that point, from what we understand, Jamie comes out of the house and the situation takes a hard left. And here is where everything escalated. Right in front of these mailboxes, right in this neighborhood parking lot, is where, according to the police, Jamie Kostler grabs the 16-year-old girl in a chokehold-like manner, somewhat flings her around as he's yelling at the other kids that were attempting to vandalize his property. At one point, as he's got her in the chokehold, Kostler also hits her in the face. And if you want further proof of what happened here Sunday night, it's lying right here in this parking lot. We presume this is the flour the kids were using on Kostler's driveway before the prank turned into a nightmare.
Oh, that is so gross, guys. It's still sitting there. No one's collected the flour for evidence. That is really, really grody.
The kids were using on Kostler.
Oh, and there's like flies and, it's like basically bread. It's like, oh, hey, Blessed. My goodness. Rosebud says they can protect authority of minor pranks, or excuse me, they can project authority for minor pranks, but they can't solve a missing young man's case. Priorities, guys, priorities. I agree. I mean, and it's just kind of outrageous. Like I should say it's extreme. It's extreme. And here's, flour. I suppose they were going to put it on the driveway. Now, in one of the earlier clips, I noticed that they said that they were attempting to put it on the lawn. So this time it was the driveway, and then it spilled out because we were reading the news article earlier, and it said that they were vandalizing his driveway, but then they were also in like this common area, and you can see that really well in this clip where it kind of goes off into like a parking lot, mailboxes and things. So I think it's more like condos or something like that. Or maybe they are just little independent houses, but they're small. But it kind of looks like, a nice community. They had a very nice home. Now, I find it interesting. I read the statement from Melissa, and that's his wife, Jamie's wife, and she said that she has her Facebook page, and it says right on her Facebook page that there's only one side being told, but they're trying to give the opportunity for her to speak. And I think that if maybe she just was to apologize for it and not be so defensive, and I understand, I'm sure maybe they don't want to admit guilt because that it's an ongoing situation. But I think apologies go a long way. Maybe I'm an idiot. I don't know. But I would just think that, I don't know, golly, it got really rough. It got really rough. And I have the whole footage from a Facebook post that someone posted it that we're gonna see at the end here. Um, yeah, they need to find Sebastian. They need to find Sebastian. Absolutely. Bless says that I think the biggest concern LE has is the safety of these kids, but they can't say what is really their concern, i.e., what happened here. Yeah, I agree. I understand that. And I think that, I do agree with the young lady's father that um it seems to be, a major overreaction, especially if it's known that this behavior is something that's a tradition, right? And something that they're kind of used to in the community. I don't know why it would escalate like this. Um, I just don't. And then to leave it out there like that is weird. Because before it was just like a big flowery mess, but now it seems to be maybe it rained and now it's bread. Michelle says, didn't look like flour, looked more like glitter flour. It was white and more sand color. Yeah, I mean, think about if they did put that on the lawn and then you go to mow the lawn. I don't know if that getting into like the mower blades, if it would be all, oh, and then if it rains, it's just like nasty smush like out there. That's what your lawn would have on it. Or I mean, I guess that's what happens. Um, if they were to put it on the lawn and say or excuse me, on the, driveway and it would rain, and then it would be like that consistency that we see here, like a paste, and it would just be all gross. Um, I don't know, I've never heard of the flour before. That's shoddy that's shoddy police work right there, leaving the evidence behind. Is this common for them? Good point. I mean, it's been there. This was 2 days ago, I think. I had clips from 2 days ago and 1 day ago, so without even, like, considering the date, it's the 28th, but this all happened on the 22nd, so September 22nd. Um, you know Yeah, probably hot and wet, and it's like bread now, like they're baking some bread out there. Renee says rosebud truth. Yeah, Brenda Calvert says, "Oh, it's out and out retaliation for the father pushing for the arrest of the fire chief, in my opinion." Well, and I don't blame him. I think that he should, and this poor man, he's trying to stay incognito, right? Because he doesn't want the crap. He's already got enough crap, right? And I'm sure they're dealing with their daughter, but it's kind of hard to punish her now that this guy's manhandled and put his nasty old body on top of her like he did. That was disgusting. And I'm here to tell you, I mean, I noticed it earlier, but I was so like outraged by the violence that he took, the level of violence that he took with that young lady, that I wasn't noticing it until after I was watching it up close. And I'm like, oh my God, he has his lower part on hers, and oh my gosh, I'm sure the dad's livid. And the mother too. He said that he got a phone call like around 11:30 from his ex-wife telling him, the kids, or excuse me, that their child was manhandled by, this grown man. And then I'm sure, to his utter dismay, he finds out it's the fire chief or one of them, for whatever, the district or whatever. Oh, makes it like concrete if it's watered down. Yeah. Yeah, so they were trying to stick it to him, I guess. That's the Great Value brand, exactly. Kiki. Where do these kids get money for flour? No, I'm just kidding. Dad shouldn't have had to push it. No, not at all. Well, and I do find it interesting that they're like, "Oh, tisk tisk" to the kids now, and then like, you know, I saw GA64 say in the chat earlier. She's like, "Yeah, they're probably grew up with stories, where they're telling them, oh, we used to prank back in the day,' and then the kids think, oh, I can't wait to prank when I'm older." I mean, if it's a tradition, it's a tradition. Last time I checked, you don't get arrested or charged for traditions. I mean, it's kind of normalizing it at that point. It's weird in my opinion. Yeah, I think the dad should have pushed it. Renee says we don't get to back up your man. Oh, for this, nope. Oh gosh, nope. Oh no, in my opinion, not fit to be in any rescue job. Well, I mean, it's really out of character behavior. You would, I mean, I was shocked to see it. I mean, honestly. But then again, then I thought, well, is this why they don't care about Sebastian getting manhandled? Is that like, is it normal to grab people by their throats there or something? What is that? I think it's sexual assault as well, GA64. I do too. I think so too. I absolutely do. Yeah, I do. Because that was way too close for comfort, you know? And then taking her shirt off was another layer of it, and then punching her. Rosebud says, wanted to tell you we had an alert here. Missing nonverbal autistic boy just blocks from us. Oh my goodness. Drones music used, and he was found on someone's deck within 2 hours. God is good. Oh, yay, Rosebud. Thank you so much for sharing that. That's fantastic. Wow. So they used all of that, the music, everything. That's fantastic. Yes. Yeah, and usually the kids don't make it far. The saddest part is if they do catch water, if they're attracted to water like that. But they are found so quickly. Well, good on them. I am so glad they found that little boy. So glad. That is amazing. And it is time is of the essence, especially if they do wander and stuff like that. Oh my goodness. Yeah, that is amazing. Kiki, that would be classic if he was to come out with some water balloons or something. That that's what you would expect to happen. Like, um, you'd be ready for it. What was that movie? Oh gosh, I think it was like the early 90s and or maybe the 80s where they were getting pranked so much that they were waiting to prank back. And I can't remember what movie it was, but they were waiting to prank him back, so that would have been cute. Kiki says, like, he could have came out with a water gun or maybe even a silly Nerf gun, and then he could have, done water balloons and played a prank back at him, in my opinion. I think that would've been great. I know, but you don't just like, oh my he really overreacted. Brenda Calvert, or Brenda Calvert says, "Wonder how much worse it can get if he didn't realize he was being videotaped." Well, they kept telling him he was. They kept telling him he was. And Carla, I meant to say good to see you to you, Carla. Nice to see you. Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what would have happened. And think about how many times he was in a position of authority and he was acting that way, out of character, out of what you would expect. Ah, Can't Buy Me Love. That's right, Kiki. Yes, that is the movie. Yes, where the guy, because he pranks his friend, like he ends up pranking his friend in that one. Turn the sprinklers on, GA64. That's hilarious. Turn the sprinklers on. Somebody said earlier they should have got the fire hose out on the kids. Or he could have cleaned the driveway out with the fire hose. Hey, little Miss Sharon, good to see you. That is a good movie, but they were right. They were waiting because they knew that somebody was going to do it. And, it's not like they were like, you know, doing the horrible like poo thing, because that is awful. Doing something like that, lighting a bag of poop on the porch, like, oh, you know, blesses, praise God, they found the little boy. Yes. Aw. All right, guys, we got to stop making bread over here.
Kostler's driveway before the prank turned into a nightmare. Jamie Kostler was a 34-year veteran of the Hendersonville Fire Department. The city tells us he has filed for his retirement and no longer works for HFD. Sunday's incident ties into a much larger issue of, quote, prank wars that Sumner County has seen in recent weeks. The school district and local law enforcement have shared warnings against students committing these pranks, and arrests have been made. So far, 17 high schoolers, 9 Hendersonville students, and 8 Gallatin students have been arrested for vandalism. Those kids are expected to be in court sometime in October. In Gallatin, Sam Chimenti, News 2.
Tonight, new information about a longtime firefighter accused of attacking a teenager. It happened earlier this week in Hendersonville. News 2's Alicia Wimberly is at the WKRN.com alert desk with what we've learned with this new paperwork from the arrest. Alicia.
Well, yeah, Haley. Court documents show Hendersonville Division Fire Chief Jamie Kostler is charged with a felony after attacking a 16-year-old girl. He was off duty at the time. According to the affidavit, the teens were on Kostler's property, putting flour in the driveway. It was part of an unsanctioned prank war between juniors and seniors. And the affidavit details several videos of the fight between Kostler and the victim. And the videos reportedly show Kostler holding the teenager by the neck and throwing her body around, yelling to the group of teens. And Kostler then reportedly hit the teen in the face. According to that affidavit, the teen had bruising on her neck. Kostler put in his retirement the day after this incident. He'd spent 34 years with the fire department. He's out of jail tonight on a $30,000 bond. Haley.
We know that it often starts as a time for fun and rivalry between classes, but every year, and increasingly so, it ends in arrests, it ends in property damage and vandalism.
That plea from Scott Langford, superintendent of Sumner County Schools, went out to parents this week, urging them to talk with their kids about pranks spreading across the county. Students call them grade wars, traditions mostly between juniors and seniors, but police say they've been crossing the line. In Gallatin, 8 kids have already been arrested. Police say groups have been targeting homes, and what once may have seemed harmless has escalated into more serious offenses.
We rolled houses back in the day, like TP'd trees and whatnot. But I mean, that's nowhere near putting bologna on people's cars and ripping the paint off and stuff.
Noah Warner has kids in elementary school, but he appreciates the district being proactive. He'd have the same conversations if his kids were involved.
I just tell my kids, hey, pranks are pranks, but once you cross the line to crimes, I think we need to draw the line.
District 8 school board member Megan Brenning said in a statement that these activities are not supported or sanctioned by the schools or the district, and the grade wars between classes have crossed the line. She added in part, even with the best intentions, things can escalate quickly and lead to outcomes no one wants, putting safety and futures at risk. Parents are being encouraged to keep talking with their children about the consequences of their actions.
And parents, if you could help us out and just talk to your kids a few minutes about respecting other people's property and not getting involved in the grade wars.
Aaron Cantrell, News Channel.
Take a video, take a video. I'm video. Girl, man. Don't holy, let go of her, that girl, bro. What the fuck are you doing? Let go of her, bro. Holy shit. I'm videoing. Oh my god. What the f is wrong with you?
Okay, guys, so I think that's where she gets hit in the face, just right there. I'm going to slow it down just a little bit.
What the f is wrong with you?
Oh, yep, right there. And then her friend is trying to pull her away from him.
lead to outcomes no courage.
Not getting involved in the grade wars.
Take a video. Take a video. I'm videoing. I'm videoing.
You see the toilet
Girl,
paper.
man.
He's got flour on his foot.
Holy, let go over that girl, bro. What the fuck are you doing? Let go of her, bro. Holy shit. I'm videoing. Oh my god. What the f***'s wrong with you?
Ooh. Okay, guys. So, wow. Yeah. That's kind of what we see there. And oh boy, I don't know. I think I thought I made one earlier for this one, sorry. There we go. But I think there might have been some drinking or something involved here. Um, and I mean, I see you guys or everybody's comments in the chat about, that people do pranks, or it's just kind of, we all know about pranks. We've all been involved or pranked, we've been the pranker or the prankee. I know that prank calls used to be something that people used to do to just be silly. Scranton Strangler says, would this be big news if it had been a male student? I wonder. That is such a great question. I don't think so. I don't think it would have been. I don't know why he went after the girl, because of course we don't see the entire situation, how it played out, because it seems like um the young girl just started filming, you know and she's like, okay, I got it, kind of a thing. Oh, hey, Andrea W, thank you so much for gifting 5 Lady Freedoms Raw Narratives memberships. And if you got a membership from Andrea, please say thank you and welcome to the Dragon Tribe. Thank you, Andrea, that's so sweet of you. I really appreciate you. Oh, and I wanted to also to thank anybody who does the hype up on the videos. I think that is really cool. And I've been trying to hype up people's videos as well. So thank you for doing that and hitting the like button and all of that. So I really, really appreciate you guys. I know. So those are really shorts. They're very, very short. And then I think like with the altercation, they may have been getting pulled up. Um, because yeah, they're very short. Yeah, I know, exactly. I mean, and he's barefooted too. He like I guess came out of his house, but I'm wondering if he was trying to like drag her back into the house. You know? I just can't really make out if that's what he was trying to do. Yeah, I think so too. Carla says it's a stupid reason for a grown man to hurt a young girl. He could sweep it off and laugh about it. Right, exactly. Exactly. Well, and especially if it's like a tradition. That's what I keep getting hung up on myself. Um Nope, this mama would have had a talk with him. Yes, yes. No, he's not small. He's not. And she called him a mountain among men, in relation to I don't know how tall he is. I'm not sure. But he's definitely a grown man, and like, he's bigger than her by quite a bit. Plus, like the man strength, you know. Oh my gosh, I know, Carla. I would have just been beside myself. I don't even know. I would, yeah, but I think that it's great that the father is showing a good example of what people do when they keep their cool, and things like that. Hey, happy holidays. Welcome to the Dragon Tribe. Aw, that's so awesome. He's a drinker, if you ask me, in my opinion. Look at that guy. He looks mad as hell. I mean, his face right there, I was able to catch a good one, but he's like, "Oh, hey." And then he even puts his hand out, when the kids are going, "Hey, that's a girl. That's a girl. Why are you doing that?" Yes, thank you, Andrea. And, like, why would you do that to a girl? And he puts his hand up like, "What? Who cares?" Like, and it's I don't know. It's really sad. Yeah, she's got a hurt foot. She's got a hurt foot. That's like one of those boots that you get, like, if you get a bad, like, a break or a sprain or something. Um, which I'm surprised they had her out there doing that when she's gimping around like that. Linda Hall, good to see you. Howdy, how you doing? Let's let some man get my daughter like that. That makes me so mad. I know. Yeah, well, and then it was like she was trying to get away, and he should have just left it be. What happened was bad enough. But he was revved up. He had to have been. No, I don't think any moms are. I think all of us moms saw that and was like, "Oh my gosh," like, especially, and the dad says that too about other dads. But I know all of our moms in here were like outraged to see that. And it's weird that he, like I said, out of all the kids, he did pick that girl. Um, you know. Hey, Shadow. He's probably drunk. I'm guessing just to have that kind of a reaction. I don't know how he got flour on his butt. If you guys notice, there's flour on his behind. Um, yeah, kudos to the friend in the black hoodie. Yeah, he was not letting up, right? He was like following every move to make sure that, he didn't let her out of his sight. But the kids really handled themselves well too, I think. Yeah, the flour isn't gonna hurt the concrete. We see that, right? It just turns to bread. It's all in fun, and he took it too far. He took it too far. Oh, Renee got a membership. Welcome to the Dragon Tribe, Renee. Did that girl have a mask on? She sure didn't have enough clothes on. She had a a ski mask, it looked like, on. Um, Here, I'll share it again. Sorry, I took I took it off because I put Mira in there. Um, but yeah, she seems to have like some sort of a mask on. Um,
Take a video. Take a video. I'm videoing a video. Girl, man.
so she had like a hood on. You can see a hood and very short shorts, but that's what I was kind of laughing at earlier because all these kids are wearing all black, but they're not wearing black pants. So you can see like their legs sticking out the bottom.
Don't. Holy, let go of her. That girl, bro. What the fuck are you doing? Let
See, and he's wearing a face mask to the other boy that's with
go
her.
of her, bro.
You can kind of see it in the background.
I'm videoing. Oh my god.
See, he's wearing a hood and a ski mask. You can kind of tell right here.
God. What the f is wrong with you?
See, and then you can see her boot. And then she's got a ski mask on too. Oh, and they're pulling her back and forth. Just kind of pulling her back and forth at the end there. But he wasn't wanting to let up and let go of her is what's weird. Um, did you hear about the woman at the wedding in Sumner County? No, I did not, Sandy. Good to see ya. No, what happened? Kiki says, no, I haven't heard anything. Elisa P hasn't heard. I mean, it is outrageous. The response was out of, way out of control. In my opinion, I mean, I just don't know how you're just so mad, you know? Convicted of a brutal attack. His arm stays crossed and he's bustling too. What a creep. Oh, I know. I know. I know. He's way too close. And I did not notice that earlier, Brenda. Like, I mean, you guys were saying, people were saying it in the chat, but I was like, oh, I don't know. And then when I was looking at this, I was like, oh, yeah. Yeah. And that poor girl, I just can't even imagine. That had to be so traumatizing for her. Yeah, that's a good question. Kiki says, like, what was his purpose? I would, as his wife ran outside and helped the girl, told him to let go, in my opinion. Yeah. I mean, that's the thing about it, because I get that i- she's saying, oh, he's done a lot for the community, right? He's a firefighter and everything. But I don't see why they don't apologize. Like, I would have done the same thing. I'd have been like, are you crazy? What are you doing? Um, I don't even agree with, like, a man really going after, like, a wife. I think if you have a wife, maybe have your wife talk to the lady is probably the more polite and cordial way to handle it, in my opinion. Lady Hall, Linda, excuse me, Linda Hall says, great grandbaby number 15 was born today. Oh, that is so awesome, Linda. Congratulations. She is so beautiful. Aw, I bet she is. Got 2 more coming in January. I told my grandkids that I wasn't leaving this world until they all graduate. Oh, that's so fantastic, Linda. Congratulations. Oh, babies are the best. Aw. How cute, a little baby girl. And girls are so fun because they have all the frilly little dresses and the little socks and everything. Yeah, no, it's like a boot. It's like a I know, it's weird. It's weird because of the whole, like, I mean, I had watched it a couple of times since I got off the live, um, just because I was like, "Oh my goodness." Renee says, not sure if anyone brought this up, but last week I saw where a child was pew-pewed for a doorbell. Oh, really? The ding dong ditch? Oh, things aren't innocent like they used to be. It's scary and dangerous, unfortunately. Oh my gosh, I didn't hear about that, Renee. Wow. Oh my gosh. Oh yeah, we ding dong ditched the crap out of the neighborhood. Oh yeah, we thought it was so funny. Go up, you ring the doorbell, and you run away. And that's not doing anything, I mean, honestly, that's not really doing anything except for maybe trespassing if it's, a big property. Ugh, people take it too far. They do. Yeah, happy holidays. Yeah. Yeah, I know. I know. I would have to absolutely restrain myself, and I might need some reinforcements too. Um Brenda Calvert says it's called felonious restraint. What was his charge? He was. I have it on my phone because they showed it in the news clip, but let me see here because I took a screenshot of it, and I knew I wasn't going to be able to see it very well if I didn't. Oh, this is the affidavit. Okay, that's what it is. Oh, he was only charged with aggravated, excuse me, aggravated assault. Right, because this affidavit says on 8/21/2025 at 21:50 hours, um, officers had responded to a disturbance at his residence, right? This residence here. The caller advised that in the parking lot next to the home, sorry, there's were some redactions. There was a fight between the homeowner of the residence and some juveniles that were trespassing on his property. We were advised that the juveniles left in several vehicles. I located one of the vehicles at Publix located at 1931 Long Hollow Pike. I made contact with the driver who was a male juvenile. The juvenile advised it was junior senior wars and that they were pranking the house by putting flour on the driveway. Excuse me. Uh, while speaking with the juveniles, the rest of the group arrived at the Publix to speak with officers. The juveniles advised a female juvenile was assaulted and placed in a chokehold and struck in the face by the homeowner. When speaking with the female juvenile, she advised while she was being held in the chokehold and almost lost conscious. While she was held in the chokehold, she almost lost consciousness. Officers were later made aware of multiple videos of this assault taken by the juveniles. In these videos, you can observe the altercation taking place by the mailboxes approximately 50 yards away from the homeowners identified as James Kostler's property. You can then observe Mr. Kostler holding a female juvenile in a chokehold like manner and throwing her body around, yelling at the group of juveniles. You can also observe Mr. Kostler hit the female juvenile in the face. We saw that. While being held by the neck. There is excuse me. There is bruising on the juvenile's neck. The juvenile also had a bruise on her leg from the incident that occurred tonight. Due to the statements and the videos given to law enforcement, Mr. Kostler was placed in custody and charged with aggravated assault. Right? And then that was signed by L. Springer. I'm assuming that's the arresting officer. And then this says the date is the 22nd. So, because it must have been the next day then. Yeah, 21:50 hours. Yep, on 8/21/25. So, but yeah, he was only charged with aggravated assault. Which I don't know. I think he deserves a little more than that. Hey, Chuchi, good to see you. Oh, I love your avatar. How cute. Oh, I love that. Scranton Strangler says she was probably slower than the others with the boot. In my opinion, yes, right? Because like the one girl was breathing really hard, right? She was like, I'm getting it, and you could tell she had been like running. And if they were 50, this affidavit said 50 yards away from his driveway. So they were in the middle of it and he probably come out running out, and they ran away. Oh gosh, here he comes, you know what I mean, or something. So you're welcome, Linda. That is such a great occasion. Thank you so much for sharing it with us. Yeah, Bless says 100 to 100% Scranton. Yeah. Oh, the masks remind me of something now. Well, and I mean, if they were really trying not to get caught or anything, they should have wore all black. If they really were going to do a good job, they would have just wore all black. No, I'm just kidding. But oh, so Chuchi, this is footage of. I'll play it again really quick since you just came in. This is some footage of a young lady and her friends doing a high school prank. Um, War to another child, I think, at the school is what we've kind of gathered. And the homeowner comes out and he is livid. Like volleyball shorts, yeah.
I'm videoing. Girl, man. Don't touch me. Holy, let go of her. That girl, bro. What the fuck are you doing? Let go of her, bro. Holy shit.
Yep, $30,000 bail.
Oh my god.
Mm-hmm.
What the f is wrong with you?
Yeah, would I would definitely wonder where the wife is, because I mean, obviously she knew there was a commotion. I would have came out, you know. And I mean, if all the kids like rode up in their cars and stuff, it sounds like from the affidavit that the kids rolled up in their cars, right? And they decided to do this prank war to I'm guessing, I don't know. Hopefully you guys can tell me, or we could even probably look up and see if there's a newer news clip. But I'm guessing it was another student, right? Because it's junior versus senior war, right? Where they prank each other, right? So whoever can prank. I don't know why nobody's doing prank calls, because that's safer. Um yeah, we ding dong ditch on Halloween. Right? I mean, doorbell ditching, Celine says. Oh my goodness. But now people have Ring doorbell cameras, so it's a little bit more tough to do, right? Kiki says, and thank you for praying for my son, everyone. He had 4 touchdowns last night. The coach from his old school said he would never be RB in college. Oh, well, news compared him to Derrick Henry. Oh man, that is such great news, Kiki. How fantastic. And these kids work so hard. They don't deserve to be told things like that. You know what I'm saying? Oh, that has to just it chaps my ass, I know that. Um, did the At Night put something out? I need to get involved in the mailing lists. The mailing thing that they put out, or like the updates or whatever. That's so fantastic, Kiki. Yes, Linda, he was on 3 news stations and 2 papers interviewed him last night. Proud mama. That's so great, Kiki. Oh my goodness. I'm proud for him too. That is wonderful. I mean, and it does. It takes so much conditioning and so much, hard work. Really awesome. Yeah. Eat their words, right? Tell the haters to bite me. Oh, that's funny. Yeah, exactly. Hey, just when they have to watch that news clip. Oh, wait till they see the news clip. That's what you wanna be a fly on the wall for that. Celine says doorbell ditching was in Houston. He was 14 years old, died at the hospital. Now the man is in prison with life without parole. Oh my gosh. I mean, it's just the crazy reaction just triggers another reaction. Oh, how awful. How absolutely awful. I don't understand the hitting in the face either. I wish we could have heard what was going on, right? And there's got to be more footage out there. That was just one clip that I had that somebody had sent me earlier. They were kind enough to send it over to me. So I don't understand that either. Oh, homecoming court. That's fantastic news. Panda Bear's mom says, great news. Congratulations to my grandnephew and his girlfriend on making it to the homecoming court. How cute. That's so fun. Well, congratulations. Yeah, I agree. Yeah, assault and battery and SA charges should be added in my opinion. He absolutely had too close of an encounter with that young woman, in my opinion, and I didn't see that initially, but when I went back and watched, I mean, I don't know, does that man not have a daughter and he doesn't know how it is, or, you know? Yeah, absolutely, Carla. I think so too. I think so too. Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely. Oh, the wedding guests had to get 80 stitches? Oh my gosh. Oh my. Yes, bless. That is so fantastic. Yep, I think 3 teenagers did that recently and were shot by the homeowner because he thought they were trying to break in. I think it was fatal. Oh my, GA64. Oh. Oh. Yeah, Kiki, he so deserves it. They put that poor man through hell, young man through hell. No, after all that hard work, no. Brenda says could have charged him with more, in my opinion. She obviously was trying to get away. She sure was. And then him taking off her sweater. I mean, like I said, good thing she was wearing something underneath that. I mean, the way he was pulling her and then they were pulling her arms. Oh my gosh. You know? Ooh, congratulations to your son. Won both games Friday and Saturday. Chuchi, that's wonderful. Great news in the chat tonight. Yeah, that is so fantastic, Town Chat. Chuchi says, thank you. I figured it would fit my private investigator course I'm going to be taking. Oh, hey, Chuchi, that's amazing. Fantastic. I want to know all about like how that works because that's interesting to me, you know? Like what kind of permissions do you get when you're a PI? Like is it or is it just like I wonder, I don't know, is there like a database that you get access to? I don't know, it's interesting. I've never really looked into PIs. Um, I don't condone violence, but if I was the mother of that child, he did that to my kid, uh, and I would be going toe to me and him would be going toe to toe. I know. Oh my gosh, it would take everything. Could you imagine getting that phone call? Oh my gosh. Yeah, the kids didn't tackle him. I was surprised none of the kids, like, jumped on his back or anything, you know? It could have really gotten very out of hand. The children were the ones that kept their cool, in my opinion, you know? I know, I was thinking the same thing, Kiki. I would love to see pictures. I think that's so cute to see kids all dressed up for the homecoming dance. So cute, you know? Yeah, all those stitches from the wedding, my goodness. His little man syndrome came out that night, maybe, but it's not an excuse. Exactly. Exactly. It's weird that, these people act this way. It really is. Let me see if I can't find any updates on this because like I said, I didn't realize this happened so many days ago. Um, Let me see because I only found things from a couple days ago unless it was just kind of brought out. Um, a few days ago. So, yeah, because this one 3 days oh, maybe I did bring in one from 3 days ago. I guess now because it's 1:30 in the morning. Um, but I don't see any newer ones, um, that I didn't pull in already for but I mean, I'm sure it's going to, continue. I'm sure I mean, and they could charge with more, I don't know. I know that the father said he wanted them to be held accountable, um, of the young lady. They only interviewed, to my knowledge, the father, um, but yeah, so it's a couple of days ago, but they don't have anything new. But I just thought that was really interesting, because we were talking about the fire buffs, and them wanting those odd supplies. And then we started getting into this conversation, that's just been put into the public eye, I suppose, because it did happen on the 21st. Oh, goodness sakes, I'm huge. All right, there we go. Um, no, 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 no. But yeah, I thought it would be an interesting topic for Night Court. I wanted to know what you all thought about it, because it is interesting. Um, oh, there you go, emails. Ah, lady's gonna come to Tennessee after a season to go to school with me. Oh, about the lady at the wedding, 80 stitches. I cannot believe that. Oh my goodness. Carla says, why the 80 stitches? What about Alabama? They are a football state. Yeah, they are. Yeah, you should just know. You should just know, not especially, I mean, a young lady too is just crazy, Carla. You know? It's totally out of control. Totally out of control. Yeah, let me know. I'm so proud of you, Chuchi. I think that's fantastic. And I would love to know, what you learn or whatever. Like, I'd love to have your feedback. That sounds really, really cool and fun. Oh, okay. So Penn Foster, cool. Is it expensive to do it? I mean, I know it's like state by state. It's like real estate license. Like that's why, I mean, yes, I've been a realtor, but I'm not one in Florida. And I let my license go in Missouri when I moved to Florida because I don't need to practice. I'm not going to be practicing real estate there, or showing houses or whatever. Um, the lions are here. Kiki, just have SF train you. Oh no, Carla, we got to show SF up. We have our own private eye in the chat. A real private eye. A real private eye. Oh, hey Veronica, truly good to see you. Oh, I'm so glad you're here. I know we've been going over this video here and this craziness, but we were talking about earlier. But I thought it was necessary to kind of bring in some of the news clips. I'm still trying to figure out. Let me see if I just type it into the search too, and see if I can't find anything on Jamie. Um, let's see if it's anything newer, because I mean it's all from pretty much oh, here's one day ago. One day, but nothing new. I mean, $30,000 bond, and then I think you have to do like 10% of that. Looks like ABC 13 picked it up. Let's see. Yeah. Oh, this was actually the 26th. So, um, okay, it says a little bit of different information here. A former fire captain in Tennessee is facing assault charges in connection with an incident connected to an ongoing pranking war throughout the county. According to arrest affidavits, officers responded to a fight reported at a at a parking lot near a home in Gallatin, Tennessee on Sunday evening. The 911 caller reported the homeowner and some teenagers who were reported trespassing on his property. Responding officers found one of the teenagers at a Publix parking lot who said that they were pranking the house by putting flour on the driveway as part of junior senior wars, according to the affidavit. So, right, yeah, they're reading off the affidavit that we just did. One girl told officers the homeowner, identified as Jamie K. Kostler, hit her in the face and placed her in a chokehold. When speaking with the female juvenile, she advised while she was being held in a chokehold, she almost lost consciousness. The affidavit reads, officers were later made aware of the multiple videos of the alleged assault taken by the teens involved. In the videos, you can observe the altercation taking place by the mailboxes approximately 80 yards, excuse me, this one's saying 80 yards away from the homeowners identified as Jamie Kostler's property. The affidavit reads, you can observe Mr. Kostler holding a female juvenile in a chokehold like manner and throwing her body around, yelling at the group of juveniles. The affidavit also stated that Kostler can be seen in the video hitting the girl in the face while holding her by the neck. Ugh. Let's see. Kostler was arrested and charged with aggravated assault. The Hendersonville Fire Department is aware of the division chief Jamie Kostler, excuse me, was recently arrested and charged with aggravated assault involving a juvenile. The city of Hendersonville said in a statement to WSMV4. The city reported that Kostler no longer worked for the city and had retired on September 22nd, right? So a day late and a dollar short. Um, so yeah, interesting. Very interesting. Oh, GA64 says a lady at a wedding in Sumner County in 2023 smashed a glass into a guy's face. She was very intoxicated. Oh my lord. And that was the 80 stitches. Oh my gosh. Oh, I need some coffee, Miss Ann, please. Yes, please. Lady, we all three need to do it. PI school. You know what? That would be so interesting. Yeah, because we would have it in multiple states. we'd have we'd have PI friends in multiple states. Yes, Kiki wants a cup too, Miss Ann. 70 a month or pay in full. Oh, okay, that's not bad. That's cheaper than the real estate license. Yeah, that's not too bad at all. Plus, I think it would be an interesting subject to study, you know? We are talking about the guy, Jamie Kostler, who got really pissy about the prank. A little too pissy, in my opinion, you know? The Moonshiners ICU. Unlimited. That's funny. Veronica says that I'll do it online with you. Yeah, yeah. Hey, I think that would be really cool. We'll have to definitely look into that. Um, Penn Foster, huh? Yeah, and if you could do everything online, that's really nice. That is really, really cool. Kiki says, "Come on, Veronica." Yeah, so um I don't know what's going to become of this. I don't know. I guess we could always look up to like what Let's see. Let me see what aggravated assault is in Tennessee. Let's see here. In Tennessee, aggravated assault is defined as an intentional or reckless act that causes serious bodily injury, involves the use of a deadly weapon, or includes strangulation leading to severe legal consequences. Okay. So, definition under Tennessee law is um, when a person intentionally or knowingly causes serious bodily injury to another person, uses or displays a deadly weapon during the assault, or attempts to strangle or suffocate someone. Um, so that there it is right there. Let me go ahead and share this out for you guys to see. Sorry, I didn't do that with the last one. I just started reading it, and then I realized I'm like, oh, I wasn't showing you guys anything. I'm just talking away up here. But here, this is what we find if we Google that, and and that's it right there. Attempts to strangle or suffocate somebody. And that's what he did. That wasn't right. So key elements to it. This refers to injuries that pose a substantial risk of death, cause prolonged unconsciousness, extreme physical pain, or result in permanent disfigurement or long-term impairment of bodily function. Examples include broken bones and injuries during surgery. Use of a deadly weapon. Obviously, the presence of a weapon during the assault elevates the severity of the charge from simple assault to aggravated. And then, so there's simple assault and then aggravated. Strangulation, attempting to impede normal breathing or circulation by applying pressure to the throat or neck, is also classified as aggravated assault, regardless of visible injury. But we know from the affidavit that she did have bruising on her neck. So that occurred, right away. And so he had to have been very, in my opinion, violent with this assault, right? So the penalties of aggravated assault is generally classified as a Class C felony in Tennessee, which can result in 3 to 15 years of imprisonment, fines of up to $15,000. Certain circumstances can elevate the charge to a Class B felony, such as when the victim is pregnant, or if the assault results in serious bodily injury to a minor. So she's a minor. So he's going to probably get elevated charges for the Class B, because it's just a Class C felony, but it's elevated to a Class B if it's a mother with child, or if you are a child, right? They better not. Carla. Oh boy. Oh boy. I'm not going to be happy if they do. Yeah, they are corrupt as well. I mean, it's totally corrupt when you're telling the kids, don't, do as I say, not as I do. That's totally corrupt. You can't reason with the kids like that. You just can't. Legal consequences. A conviction for aggravated assault can lead to significant legal repercussions, including a permanent criminal record, which may affect employment opportunities and other aspects of life. Well, he's already done, retired. It's crucial for anyone facing such charges to seek legal counsel to understand their rights and opinions. All right. Understanding specifics of aggravated assault under Tennessee law is essential for anyone involved in or affected by such cases. The distinction between aggravated and simple assault lies in the severity of the act and its consequences, making it a serious offense with substantial penalties. If you or someone else has done this, blah, blah, blah. Blah, 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 blah. So, wow. And I think that he probably, I mean, I I I hope that there is some justice. And I think that guy needs to be ordered to take some anger management courses, just in case he encounters a bunch of kids unruly kids, you know. Oh, yes, please, Miss Anne. I would like some French vanilla. That sounds lovely. I really hope. This is Sumner County, Sandy says. I know, I know. Hey, good to see you, Jana. I almost called you Crystal because I saw justice for Crystal. Good to see you, Jana. Thanks for being here. We're talking about a crazy case tonight. Well, I mean, I think they're going to elevate it. I don't know, guys. I'm gonna say that I'm going to have a little bit of faith in them, and hopefully with the, with the statutes that are determining this, maybe they will elevate the charges, you know? So, very interesting. Very, very interesting. Yeah, if they can't get it moved to another court, it will be thrown out. Oh, I see. Yeah, and I mean, I'm sure, I don't know, I would think that he'd lawyer up, you know? I don't know why I'm not a big fan of the hazelnut. I used to, Kiki. I used to, but Carla says never in Sumner County. Oh my goodness. Faith in Sumner County. I think you need some sleep, Sandy tells me. Oh my goodness. Oh my goodness. No, no, no. I know, and I just try to give them the benefit of the doubt every single time. Every single time. Veronica says that's a joke, lady, wink wink. I know. I'm trying here. I hope. I can only hope that they would decide to do the right thing, for once. For once. But yeah, I know the dad really, I mean, the only thing I can think of is the dad might be pushing forth for that, and maybe we can get some sort of justice going for this young lady. Um, you know, because it's just a prank. I mean, I don't even know that they got far enough to do anything to the driveway. I think he probably noticed them quickly, you know? Yeah, that's true. I'll never have faith, Carla says, in that county after what they've done to Sebastian. Yeah, well, and that's why we're having to go to the pig fest, right? So we can wear the awareness on our clothes because they didn't want to allow people to hand out the flyers, which is terrible. I still don't understand that. I really don't. I don't know what it would hurt if they let us do flyers out there. Um, yeah. If the dad knows how things are, maybe they'll move out of there, in my opinion. Yeah. Yeah, definitely. Definitely. Um, and I mean, I do think that the children should have been, maybe exercising some caution, but I'm just wondering, I really want to know if he has any kids um in school, you know? I would really like to know that. Um let me take a look and see here. Um Kids. Oh, see, it's probably just gonna bring up this other stuff that he's being charged with, unfortunately. He's 58 years old is what this article says, and the young lady was 16, so she was a junior. I don't know how that's fair. I guess I'm still trying to figure out how that's fair. Um, so oh gosh, I'm going to Busted Newspaper. Well, they already have his mugshot. Um, but I was thinking, I don't know. I thought maybe, oh, he's 6'4". He's 6'4" and 270 pounds. That's a big guy. That is a big guy. Wow. And it says he was booked in 9/22/25, arrested by Gallatin police. So yeah, he is a big guy. I wonder if he has a history of that as well. Yeah. Yeah, they just don't want to lose their money. That's true. That is true. You know, when you're a kid and you pull your pranks, so if you just baby powder, they will be putting in the driveway as a joke. Yeah, I mean it was all in good fun, and even the dad was like, they've been doing this for like 20 or 30 years in the town. Like it's like a normal thing, right? They just kind of it's a tradition, and like Kiki was saying, I think that was a really good point that she made, was like, why didn't he have like water balloons ready or something like that, or turn the sprinklers on. I think that was Sandy that said that. um or maybe GA64. But yeah, it's just flour. It's flour, and it would be pasty, and gross if it rained, you know. Oh god, he probably put his wife in the headlock so she'd write the Facebook post. Oh lord. Scranton. Oh no, heaven forbid. Chuchi says he must be in the same little man syndrome club as Chris Proudfoot, in my opinion. I agree. But he's big. He's big. He's a big guy. Um, he is. Oh God, they're giving me all this information. I just want one thing. I just want to see. But yeah, 6 foot 4, it says. So he's a big guy because I'm only 5'6". So like I'd be looking up at him like, whoa, buddy, you're tall. Um, yeah, interesting. But I don't know if because I'm assuming the kids were pranking the house of the student and not of him, you know. So let's see. And his wife spells her name with 2 L's. No, not Jamie Oliver. What? Well, it just brought me down a rabbit hole that I don't want to go down. All right, so yeah, but I don't know. We'll have to figure it out. Yeah, see, look at that. That's what it brought me when I tried to put in his name. Oh, maybe because of that. Nope, it's just bringing up the all this stuff. But I thought he would have a bio. I don't know. I don't really want to do a deep dive in their Facebook or anything like that. Just because you never know. Oh, hold on. Let me fix this. No, I don't want to be that big. I don't want to be that small. I don't know which one. Oh, there we go. That's great. That's fine. Hey, perfectly imperfect boy mom. Good to see you. He has a son who's high school age. Okay, good. That's what I was thinking. People were saying that earlier. People were saying that earlier. I'm so glad you're here, perfectly imperfect boy mom, because they had said that earlier, and I was like, it had to, but then I'm like, he's a public figure, so I wonder if like, he was their kid's coach or something at some point. They're like, oh, let's get Coach, Kostler's house tonight or whatever, because they were being, silly or what. I mean, I don't know. Perfectly imperfect boy mom says, I think he worked for Hendersonville Sheriff's Department but lives in Gallatin. Yeah, because it's close. It's like right there from my understanding. Thank you, perfectly imperfect boy mom. I was trying to figure out, yeah, 6'5". I mean, 6'4". I mean, yeah, tall, really tall. I mean, I thought that's what you brought up with Paul Blart, the mall cop. Oh no, that's hilarious. I like Paul Blart, the mall cop. He's funny. Um, oh, I think I might have to. Oh no, okay. I thought I might have to change the batteries for my mouse. Some big men do have the little man syndrome, right? They do. They do. Yeah. Well, and I think he might have been tipsy. I think he was a little tipsy turtle that night. Um, Carla says he could have just made a giant cookie, add sugar and eggs and sunbake. Yes. Yeah, they basically had bread sitting out there by the time it was just sitting out there. Um, that's funny. Oh, hold on one second, guys. I'm just gonna grab a tea. I just drank all of mine and I need to refill my cup. So give me 1 second. Sorry, I didn't realize. I thought I had coffee and something cold to drink, but I didn't. Yes, Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom. It happened on Sunday. It happened on the 20, I believe it was the 21st. He was booked into the 22nd, and then he you know. Oh, really? Do you guys have stipulations on if you could buy booze on Sundays? Because I know it's like that in Missouri. And also there's dry counties in Oklahoma as well. Where you cannot get like any type of alcoholic beverage in like the county at all. Like you cannot go up and buy whatever beer or anything like that. Um yeah, so Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom says it's kind of strange. I don't know though, because did you see have you watched the video Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom? There's certain points where he kind of looks stumbly, a little stumbly. If I was tipsy, Miss Ann could send over some coffee. Well, and he might have been. Oh, okay. I see. Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom says, I believe so. No Sundays and dry till noon on Sundays. Okay, so yeah. I mean, you could still, there were just certain areas that you couldn't. And then the bars closed earlier on a Sunday, which I mean is, it was different when I moved there because up in Illinois, you could I don't even think you can't buy booze at any time. I think you can buy it whenever you want. Um, but there it was after a certain point of the night you couldn't buy it, and um yeah, so you have seen it. I mean, I think it was an overreaction. I don't know if it's a tradition. I don't know why he was so upset. Like what triggered him to be so upset. Um mostly in Tennessee you could buy anytime. Yeah. You can get beer in Nebraska mostly on Sundays. Yeah, like I know in Oklahoma there's some dry spots where you can't. I mean, and then sometimes they can only sell like um oh, like the lower percentages cuz not all beer has the same percentages, if that makes sense. Um so but I will say that if he was drinking in his own home, I don't fault the guy for that. They came to his house and were, and being naughty little kids. No, I'm just kidding. But really, I mean, so I'm not faulting the man for that. He was in his own home. He wasn't driving anywhere. So hold on, guys. I'm gonna pour this in my cup so I don't want you guys to have to hear it going in. Okay, there we go. So, but yeah. So I don't know. Yeah, small towns, yes, they have some stipulations. Uh, Town Chat says, in my opinion, lady, he kind of looks like he could have lower back problems, which can cause stability issues too, in my opinion. Yeah, it certainly can. Well, and I mean, she was trying to get away from him too, so it's kind of hard to see. Yeah, perfectly imperfect boy mom says we're not big drinkers in our house, you know. But I mean, like I said, even if he was drinking in his own house, I wouldn't fault him for that, but I would say maybe it would cause an overreaction, you know, for him to come out and be like, "Yeah, yeah, damn kids," you know. Um, yeah, and it just kind of depends. Yeah, like special occasions around the holidays. Yeah. Yeah, and I wouldn't fault him. Who knows, guys? It's football season. It's Sunday. These guys might be having some drinks on a Sunday because, you know, because of the football game. Um, Regardless of what day it is, if he was drinking, he was probably already had stocked up for the weekend or week. Yeah, I mean, or you know, on Sundays, usually people will buy it, you know, for the football game and they'll watch the games and you know, um, make snacks. Uh, Into trouble probably should have just got lucky, I suppose, and you're allowed to drink, but you shouldn't go and attack some kids. Yeah, no, no, it's okay. It's totally okay. I agree. Even if he was drinking, I still wouldn't give him a free pass on it either. Like, I don't like it when people are like, "Well, I was so drunk when I did that." Well, I mean, then don't get that drunk. You know, I mean, it, you can't blame it on that. You just have to be like, "Well, I was being a butt." You know, drinking or not, he definitely overreacted, in my opinion, you know? But, yeah, you could buy it the day before or the morning of, Miss Ann, right? Or in the afternoon or something. "Hey, Meow, good to see you." Yeah, alcohol or not, it was just flour, right? Like, they were flouring and then they're probably gonna TP some stuff, you know? Yeah, they should be. I know they do drills and stuff. Town Chat says they should be teaching self-defense in gym or physical ed, phys ed classes, especially these days. And I know they do the drills in, like for school shooters and stuff. It's scary that kids have to deal with that, in my opinion. I think it's awful, you know. Perfect boy mom says, "Oh, definitely, I think he was right to come out and shoo the kids away, but putting hands on someone's child is definitely uncalled for." Yeah, I would have just been like, "What are you crazy kids doing out here?" You know, like, um, and if you wanna call the cops for them trespassing, you could. I mean, if they all rolled up, he coulda got their driver's license numbers, you know, off their vehicles, and the police caught up with the kids up at the Publix, you know, because they were all kinda congregating up there. So, hey, Robini, good to see you. Perfectly a perfect boy mom. So Sumner County is okay with vigilante justice, adult on a child, right? Hey, if they're okay with that, then that means that, you know, me saying that I was gonna steal all Chris Broadfoot's underwear, ew, gross. You know, they would allow for that. That would be overlooked. Oh, that would be such a great prank to pull on Chris, though, wouldn't it? Just he opens up his underwear drawer and it's all pull-ups. Oh, I can only dream, guys. I can dream, you know? Hey, hey, give that fireman the toilet paper. We're coming to bring you the toilet paper you requested during the search. Oh, Lord. That's not true, Joe. Joe says anyone who drinks is a bad person. Oh, that's not true. Silly Joe. Good to see you, Joe. we would all have to went down if it was back in the in the day for toilet paper. Well, according to the statement by Hendersonville Police Department, oh my God, they're not fucking around. They're like, we're gonna get you. We don't care if it's shaving cream on a windshield. You're going down. You're going downtown. I'm like, are you kidding me right now? Oh my gosh. Joe's coming in hot, Kiki. Oh Lord. Yeah, could you imagine ding dong ditching and getting in all that trouble? Thanks for the Rob Beanie's dabbing in the chat. Oh my goodness. Gonna call him Jaquan. Jaquan, the rapper who sang that song Tipsy. Oh my goodness. I mean, I don't know. I didn't think he was at first, but then we were talking about it, and I'm like, maybe he was a little tipsy turtle that night. And you know, Veronica, the underwear and Chris. I said that one night. I was like, how would he like it if somebody took all his underwear away? I was so mad. I didn't even realize what I was saying. Then I said I was going to take his and replace it. And then I thought about it. I'm like, I don't want to touch his underwear. Perfectly perfect boy mom says I mean pranks are all fun, especially in the fall. Even as a grown up, I may have forked our kids' youth football coach friend's yard. Oh, that's cool. I left a buggy in their driveway with several other parents. Yeah, I mean, it is fun. It's fun. It's all in good fun. Um, you know, yeah. Well, I thought that was funny when Miss Ann said she put the Vaseline on people's door handles because I was thinking it'd be a pain in the butt to try to open up the door handle like that. Oh my goodness. Oh, yeah. Well, and I feel for the dad. I'm glad he didn't take matters into his own hands and then go over there all macho with the other dad, like, "Oh, what'd you do?" I mean, because that could have been bad too. Yeah, I think so. I think that he should have known better, and especially if it's a tradition in the area, that those little things are kind of overlooked. And it wasn't like they were attacking the chief, right? They were really pranking the kid in the house. So thank you for that, perfectly imperfect boy mom, because we had heard that earlier, but I didn't really confirm it or anything either. So it does appear that it was just the senior juniors pranking each other. I've stood in the yard around Halloween with a sheet over my head when my kids pulls up on the golf cart and freaked him out. Got a video. Kiki. They used to roll giant pumpkins down our main hill, which is pretty big, so they'd roll for like 10 blocks. Oh my goodness, Carla, that's funny. Yeah, it's just all fun. It's all in good fun, you know. My kids, not the neighborhood kids. Oh, yeah, yeah. Kiki scaring all the kids in the neighborhood. Oh my goodness. We did we don't we did that at the hotel or at the motel of Vaseline of the buttons. Oh my goodness. We have a pumpkin catapult. Robini. Oh, Kiki says I'm that mom. Oh. Could you imagine if like there was like a parent that was there too? Oh my gosh, that would have been awful. Oh gosh. Joe Joe says I reached the age where I kicked kids out of the store I worked at and called the cops. Well, you have to sometimes you don't have a choice. Scranton says she wants to go hang out with Kiki. Oh my goodness. Well, especially if it's just a fun tradition. It's just a fun tradition. Something that's interesting, to do, especially if it's something that people have done over and over. So, well, I think that's what our kind of our general consensus for night court tonight is that, this guy took it too far. And now he's going to have to face the consequences, of his actions too. I don't think the kids even had a chance to do what they were going to do. I don't think he gave them the opportunity. Um, yeah. Oh, that's cool. Yeah, we do it at a local farm. People see how much air they can get. That is cool. That reminds me of like potato guns and stuff when we used to play with the potato gun. Good night, Choochie. Oh, yes, I know. Tomorrow's Sunday fun day. I know. I want to work on a couple of videos. I'm still working on one for Devlin, and I'm gonna get another one out for us to review for tomorrow night because we're on the second interview with the Proud Feet. And since those interviews are shorter, I might do like a three interviews in one video, or maybe two, just to kind of see, but I have to see kind of, how much space it takes up. But I'd like to, then compare them with what was said in the first interview and kind of do it like that. So maybe I will just do the small one, compare it back to the Duchess interview, and we'll kind of go from there. But I do have some updates to share, um, in Devlin Tate's case, and let me change my background really quick for Devlin. Um, he is just a cute, sweet kid. You could tell he, you know, was a sweetie pie. He went missing from Lake Odessa, Michigan, and he has not been found. He's been out there for 5 months, right? Nobody's heard from him. He hasn't used his um, food stamp card, right? Um, so it's a very sad case. And I wanted to kind of add in some of the Google images that I pulled from maps and kind of show you guys Devlin's route. So I've been working on that. But there's a lot to Devlin's story. Um, and I just think he would have, I think like Sebastian, he really would have done better in a more loving, caring environment. Dang, I can't get this right where I'm not going to be right on him. Um, but that's Devlin. He likes to sing, he likes to play the guitar. He loves his grandma, who is in the picture with him here in the green shirt. That's Sandra. And she adopted Devlin from his biological mom, Jessica, who lives in Arizona. But he ended up living with these two in the striped shirt, that is Tamra, and then in the Star Wars shirt, that is her daughter, Sabrina. And Sabrina also had a boyfriend living with her who had an 18-year-old son, and then they have a daughter together who's only like 2 or 3 years old. And so, there's some persons of interest, that we're kind of looking at, but the last person that Devlin spoke to was Matt, and Matt is his adopted brother, right? So that's Sandra's son, Matt, and he's in his 50s. And so, um the story goes that Devlin woke up like he did most days, and left the house around 7:30. He walked to town, which would have taken him an hour or so to get to town, and he stops off first to collect cans and bottles and recyclables to bring to Carl's supermarket. Now, he was caught on camera at 9:30 a.m. at Carl's supermarket that morning, and that's the last time anybody has any confirmed footage of Devlin, which this neighborhood is full of houses, and this town where he is very busy. I just can't believe there's not more. I can't believe there aren't more witnesses, or that he wasn't caught on Ring doorbell cameras, or the gas station cameras, things like that. But he went to Carl's, he bought himself something to eat and drink, and then he headed over to the laundromat. And people might be wondering, why would, an 18-year-old boy be hanging out at the laundromat? He didn't haul laundry, on his back, uh, on an hour-long walk, right? No, he didn't. He actually was cut off from using the electric at Tamara and Sabrina's home, and so he had to walk every day to charge his phone at the laundromat right there in town. So he goes over there that day. It was April 22nd. Sorry. It was the day after Easter. They were doing an update at the laundromat on the camera system. And so he wasn't caught on camera there, which he would have been, right? Yeah, he had to charge his phone up, Veronica. It's so sad. I don't even know how they police the electric, and to be honest with you, that is so new to me. Like, I've never heard of anybody saying you can't use the electric at the house, Um, I don't know if he would get in trouble, like, if his phone was charged or whatever. I don't know. But it was weird, but they said he wasn't helping out enough around the house, and so they cut him off to the electric. Yeah. I mean, crazy, Scranton, and I've never heard of that before. I've heard of a lot of people, or a lot of times where people will withhold things, but never the electric. So he ends up trying to call Sandra, the lady in the green shirt, but Matt, an RSO, answers the phone, and it's typical for him to hang up on Devlin and not allow for him to talk to Sandra. And so he does that morning. And he's the last one to talk to Devlin, and Devlin was not able to connect with Sandra because Matt intercepted the phone call. Well, the next time that Devlin's phone pings is at the trailer park, which is, I would say, maybe a quarter mile away from his home. And that was the last time Devlin was heard or seen from, right? And there was a hit. Panda Bear's mom had sent this to me earlier, and I just kind of wanted to read it off really quick. And basically, it says that the scent that Devlin's scent was tracked to Tupper Lake Creek, right? And it was lost. So I'm trying to figure out, and I might even ask it on the Facebook groups, where the scent was actually lost, right? Because typically that means that someone was taken, in a car. So, um, so it's interesting. Yeah, and Matt's like 51, right? He's an old fart, and he's messing with an 18-year-old at the time, kid who's about to turn 19, Yeah, I mean, I don't know how they would police that. It's very weird, and I don't know if he would be, like, in trouble, say, like, if he didn't need to, charge his phone, so they'd know he charged it, right? or something like that. I wonder if other people's scents were picked up as well. Kiki, that's a great question. So it's still very much up in the air. Um, you know, with very little information, but he was not he had a curfew. Well, we'll just put it this way. According to Tamara and Sabrina, he had a curfew at 10 o'clock, and he usually comes home at 10 o'clock. So when they noticed at 10 o'clock that he didn't come home, that's when they started looking for him, and then they reported him missing. But that's like 12 hours after his phone pinged at the trailer park. And let me just pull this up really quick, and I'll show you on the map really, really quick what I'm talking about here. And show you kind of what we're seeing. Okay, so here we go. And let me just share this really quick. Okay, so this is the area where Devlin went missing from. And his home is right on Oak Ridge Drive, which is located right here on Tupper Lake, right? And so if I add in the Family Dollar, I want to add it here. All right, here we go. Off of Jordan, that's over by Jordan Lake, right? So it's a 53-minute walk, right? 2.4 miles. And he would go this route, right? If he did. I don't know if he maybe went this route, which he still could have went here, but it doesn't show me that route. It doesn't even give me an alternate route to walk. It just shows me this main way. That's not to say that there wasn't alternative routes or shortcuts that he may have known. But this is just what we're seeing on the Google map, right? So if we take that off, Devlin walks from his house here on Oak Ridge Drive, and then he gets into these dumpsters over there and starts looking for recyclables to bring over to Carl's, right? So from there, he goes to Carl's supermarket, right? So he walks from Family Dollar over to Carl's like this here, right? Or maybe he cut through the field. It looks like he could just cut through the field. But he does walk there, and he goes to Carl's supermarket. That's where he's caught on camera. And that's at 9:30 a.m. He buys himself something to eat and drink, and then he heads over to Lako Laundry. And whenever he gets to Lako Laundry, he charges up his phone, and then he attempts to call Sandra, his grandma, adoptive mom, right? But old enough to be grandma. And he tries to get a hold of her, but Matt intercepts the phone call and won't let him get a hold of her, right? And so then he finishes charging his phone, and then he heads over to where his phone last pings, right? And that is let's see. Do I still have it? Oh, Lakewood. Here we go. Lakewood Estates Trailer Park, right? And someone said that even though his phone last pinged at 11, that he pet their dog at around 2 to 2:30. But I don't believe that, because they also said that Devlin took off walking back towards Sunoco. But if we look at Sunoco and we get the Google Street View of it, if he walked down this road here, he would have been caught on camera by one of these cameras, right? There's like cameras here, cameras up here. I think I was looking at this before too, and this also looks like it might be like a camera too. I'm not sure though. But it definitely looks as if there's cameras set up here, right to the pumps as well. And then you can also see homes right here. And this is Tupper Lake Street and Jordan Lake Avenue, right? But you can see all the way around that there's houses. And so, the likelihood of someone seeing Devlin is pretty high because it's a whole neighborhood here. Right. And then if we go down here, he would have taken this way up to get to Sunoco. And this leads us right to the trailer park here at Lakewood Estates, right? And then he supposedly had a teacher that was helping him with GED prep, or his old paraprofessional that did live in the trailer park somewhere back here, right? But his phone did last ping over here. And there's, some fields and stuff back here. You can't really get back there, right? But over here is Mandy Lane. So somewhere back here. And there's a curve kind of, I don't know if it's going to let me go through. But either way, if we take a look at the map again, Devlin would have been very close to his home if he had just walked down this road here, West Tupper Lake, right? Because here's the trailer park, and then here's West Tupper Lake Road. And if you keep going, it turns right into Oak Ridge Drive, right? So somehow Devlin's scent was picked up by the dogs, and we're not very sure exactly about where, but it could have been here at Tupper Creek somewhere, right here, over here. I don't know that he would have crossed over and just crossed through the field like that. He might have, but it is a wooded area, right? But he could have just went through. Devlin liked to wear his cowboy boots everywhere too, and he definitely wore cowboy boots that day, and as he was walking any other time. So it's just a real mystery. No, the parent never reported anything, Robini, and as a matter of fact, they can't really get a good answer out of her. Oh, yay, you're almost done. You're almost over with work. Yay, Scranton. Good night, Kiki. I know I am right there with you. I just kind of wanted to go over this a little bit with Devlin, just to kind of give us another kind of a little synopsis here. But I am ready to, get on with these videos because I can't wait for us to, dive into these interviews with the Proud Fee. And then also I want to get a good video out for Devlin. Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom says, did the people he stayed with ever get interrogated? It was said that their property was searched when they weren't home around the 4th of July. But I don't even know if they were properly interrogated. Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom. I just really don't know. I mean, I wish there was a little bit more clarity on what they've done. Sorry guys, I'm just moving my table. I do, because it's a little bit hazy on what all they've done. Now, Ionia County Sheriff's Office has jurisdiction on over this case, and they're kind of keeping it close to them and not asking for resources to come in, unfortunately. um I agree with that. And it's even more than that, Carla, because like if you look, for him to walk all the way around, it's at least about 4 or 5 miles for him to just do the trek that he did. But then sometimes when he wanted to go over to Bob's, right? Bob's is over here. This Bob's Barn is where he used to like to go and hang out with the old timers and play the music and sing and, listen to them. So, and he'd go to, and Bob's Barn is also found on YouTube. So, yeah, they're mandated reporters. That is such a good point, Robini. Yeah, they are. And I'm surprised that no one has said anything. I'm surprised. So I don't think that she knew about that, Scranton. I'm not sure if she knew about that or not because see, she lives in Hastings, and it was a very recent thing within the last couple of years that Devlin went to go live with um, the two here. Oops, sorry. Oh my lordy. Okay, here we go. No, I don't want to do that. There we go. The two in the corner, and that is Tamara in the striped shirt and her daughter Sabrina. But I don't think the lady in the green shirt, the grandma or adoptive mom, knew about that. It's in Lake Odessa, Michigan. Robini, yeah, Devlin Tate. So, and this is a really cute um, photo that Panda Bear's mom did of Devlin. He's just so cute. I just don't know why they were mistreating him. And I do agree that they were abusing this child and using him for money, right? Or maybe even, well, it's also been alleged that they were using him for his bridge card, which is his food stamp card, you know? Yeah, Veronica. So Devlin is well, he was 18 when he went missing. He turned 19 about 25 days after he went missing, or after the interview they did. They were saying he was just about to turn 19, and so he is 19 now, but he is high functioning autistic. He also has a chromosome deletion syndrome, and then he has Tourette's and cerebral palsy. So, I don't know if Panda Bear's mom is still in here, Miss Ann. I'm not sure. His mom lives in Arizona, Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom, and they were communicating. Devlin and his mom, Jessica, were about Devlin coming to live with her before this all transpired, and she spoke to him 2 days before that. Now, it's a little bit hazy as to the details on how Sandra and Bill Tate, which Bill passed away in 2023, um, when and why they adopted him. It's been alleged that he was adopted when he was 6 months old. And Jessica was married to Devlin's not blood related to any of these people. Jessica was married to Tamara's son. So it's a sad situation. It is Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom. It is. See, and that's another thing, Rob Beanie. They didn't see each other as often. She lives about 20 miles away, um, in Hastings, Michigan, but he would talk to her every day if he could, if Matt would let him. So he would call her in the morning and then every night, every single night. And the one time that he didn't speak to her was because Matt wouldn't let him, or the last time he tried to speak to her. And then, of course, he went missing, and so he didn't make his nightly call, you know? Yeah, it's terrible, Veronica. It's terrible. Yeah, but that's our Devlin Tate. We're trying to find him. Um, you know, so and Matt is his adoptive brother, but he's like 51 years old. Right. So that's it would actually be more like an uncle to him, right? Because it's Sandra's son, Matt, an RSO. Yeah, she knew. She knew Robini because she was like using the bathroom and she got up to use the bathroom and that's when Matt was doing it. But it's a well-known thing and described as Tamara as a pissing match. So it was a regular occurrence that he would intercept Devlin's phone call and then tease him and hang up on him and not let him talk to, Sandra. I definitely think Matt is a person of interest. I also think that the 18-year-old and Sabrina's boyfriend, so Sabrina's boyfriend and the 18-year-old son of the boyfriend is a person of interest. I also worry a lot about the bullying that was going on because Devlin was being bullied by some people. It sounds like he was being bullied by a lot of people, you know. Oh, wonderful, Chuchi. Thank you so much. Thank you so much for sending that. I really appreciate you. Good night. Thank you for being here. No, no, that's not Matt. That's just a random person. That's just the only reason I used that for the background was because that was the only, time that we have Devlin on footage. And it's so weird because that whole town has houses everywhere. And I just can't believe that on a busy Monday morning that nobody would have noticed him, you know? I mean, it's a small town. It's really off. It's really off, you know? Yeah. It's off and yeah, there's just something that isn't right. Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom says see, this is why there needs to be more awareness on how to treat people with disabilities. It seems like he was being taken advantage of and mistreated by tons of people who should be family. I agree. Perfectly Imperfect Boy Mom. And it was also said that Devlin was on SSI until he turned 18 and then he lost it and then they were trying to get him benefits there. But my thing is, how come they didn't just put him on a Greyhound and send him to his mom? You know, especially if they didn't want to deal with, letting him use their electricity, you know. Yeah, people are so mean. It's terrible. It's terrible. All right. Good night, Carla. Same here. Same here. I love you guys. I will be on tomorrow night. I'm gonna try to do it at 11:30 tomorrow, so a little bit earlier, but who knows? I might end up at 11:45. But yeah, thank you all so much for sticking around and listening about Devlin. Um, and I agree with you perfectly. Imperfect Boy Mom. We need to do better for these kids, these people, especially when they age out. It's just so unfortunate. Good night, Scranton. I hope you have a great day off tomorrow. Rob says, makes me wonder if SA was an issue. He was old enough to start telling, or they were afraid he would if he went to his mom's. Yeah, I agree with that too. I will say that Matt's charges were allegedly on a young lady. I'm still waiting to confirm some of that in terms of sharing who that person was, because I'm guessing it's been alleged that it's a family member, a female family member. Um, yeah. So yeah, I'm so glad you were here, perfectly imperfect boy mom. So good to see you. Always, always. Yeah, it explains the electric issue, the money getting cut off, and what when they didn't report him missing. Right. Yeah, it does. It's kind of all leaning towards bad. Um, and he hasn't used his bridge card, hasn't had the phone charged up or turned on. The police do have the phone records now, so um, yeah. He's got to be somewhere. Yeah, and Matt didn't get along with Devlin. Right, exactly. Exactly. All right, guys. Well, I love you all very, very much. I hope you have a wonderful Sunday, and I will see you tomorrow on the late night show.